On a chilly December afternoon, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Paycor Stadium in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. Taken down. They got him. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Now Burrow. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
And part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they beat off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
And now Love going to change things up. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Packers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
You look at this Packers defense. They were very good a week ago in the win over Minnesota.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass, you know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
12. 36.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there.
Those defense for the Packers, they were very good a week ago in that win over Minnesota.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
3rd and 4. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And this will be touchdown across midfield at the 45-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Second down, Jacobs once more. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Love from the gun on 3rd down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A pickup of 24 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes I think these defensive tackles get a little bit of a bum rap. We just see them as big guys that eat up blockers for others to make tackles. Oftentimes they're quicker than they get credit for. And this time he uses quickness to make a play.
Love now on 2nd down. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Tyler Goodson, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And they'll begin here with a run by Brown. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. He was trying to clear the way, the big fullback. Instead, he gets a hold.
And you don't see that very often on running plays from those guys because usually they're the lead blocker. Normally, when he gets caught, it's in a passing situation.
Now Burrow changing things up here. They'll give this up the middle to Brown. Taking it right down Broadway. How about this? He's to the 10, and he gets it all the way down to the 3. 87 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. He was over 100 yards a week ago, and he's well on his way once again.
Say it with me, partner. Encore, encore. This guy's headed towards getting it done one more time.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
From back at the 4, here's 2nd and goal.
Check back allowed, check back allowed. I'm here all day. I'm here all day. Check 24, check 24. Kill.
Here's Burrow. And it's caught. Touchdown, Bengals. Brenton Strange from 4 yards out. And the Bengals are back within a score. Evan McPherson now for the PAT. And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. So for this offense, Charles, remember, drive 1 made it to the end zone. Drive 2 resulted in a touchdown as well. Now they'll try to make it 3 for 3.
Yeah, and you know, they told us all week that this was the plan and this is what they wanted to execute, but did they really believe it would happen this well, this efficiently? I know they'll take it, and afterwards they'll say, there was never a doubt in our minds we were going to be successful in this one.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now they'll audible to something else. Jordan Love ready on 1st down here. And he'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. Off the play fake, Love. Looking left sideline, it's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
They will throw again here with Jordan Love. Flush to his right. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. 23 yards. For the touchdown. And the Packers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead is up to 15 now. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he will return this one to the 30-yard line.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Following the interception, Love. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. 30 yards.
And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this league could become.
We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Bengals drive about to get going.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out.
Now Brown, oh, he lost the football. And the Packers pick it up. And great field position coming up in the red zone at the 17-yard line. And a little careless there, Charles, on that carry.
And now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
Running right, here's Brown.
And he can muster only a couple here to the 24. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
On the give, this is their fullback. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Well, there was a trust factor in that call. Turning and handing it to the big man in the backfield, trying to pick up the first down. But how about the defense? They were ready for him, and they were able to stop him.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. This is Brown going up the middle. Down to about the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Ball spotted at the 45. Here's 2nd down and 7. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Burrow will throw. Short throw there, caught by Thomas. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Zach Taylor, a new breed of head coach. He's going to go for it on 4th down.
11 MT tape. 11 MT tape.
Burrow now off the bootleg. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard 4th down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. So after the big play on 4th, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Looking for Chase on the out route. He's got him. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Brown will take this one in. Touchdown, Cincinnati. So they brought the extra bulk in down on the 1-yard line, and they're able to push this one across.
Yeah, I can just see your face right now because I know we're mind melding on this one. Coach Madden would love this. Power football, hat on a hat, chest to chest, driving forward, touchdown.
Burrow and the Bengals offense staying put. They'll go for 2 here. They'll look to throw.
And oh, it'll be intercepted.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor, the winning streak.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. His 21st touchdown of the season. And the Packers continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that what
he would have kept it on the ground.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
11 Thomas. Even. Hey, watch that.
Now it's Burrow. This throw nearly intercepted. Oh, the big D lineman almost had it. But 3rd down coming up.
This defense has passed its first 2 tests by forcing back-to-back incompletions. They know that there's probably another throw coming on 3rd down. Let's see if they decide to force the issue by sending people on a blitz.
On 3rd down, Burrow.
Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
11 mighty.
They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Love now to pass on first down. He'll drop this off to Peyton. Touchdown! 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Packers are an extra point away from going up by 30. Extra point splits the uprights. And the route is on here in this first half. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on fourth down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Right back to Brown. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Here we go.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Watch tight end. 3 down, 3 down. I got one. Kim. Check 26. He's coming. Double up. He's coming, double up. Check. Lucky.
They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. They gave themselves options there on the 3rd down play, and were able to convert on that RPO.
Shows a lot of trust with the guy taking the snap, doesn't it? Because you're counting on him to make the right reads and give the ball where it's supposed to go. And he did on that play.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 121 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Kill. 11 MT.
Play action. It's Burrow. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Here's Brown on 2nd down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half.
Here we go.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Big 13.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long, because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
4th down, but Burrow stays put. They're going for it. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Xavier McKinney. And the Packers are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. A nightmare of a first half for him. And that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
That's taken in by Henderson. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Love, he's going to change the play here. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now they'll change things up. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They swing that out wide to Jacobs. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So the turnover leads to points as they add 3 there.
Yeah, what a sequence there, and a nice one for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these 2 teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Again, it's Burrow on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Here's 3rd and 3.
Tight ends left. Tight ends left. Hey, we got 3 down, 3 down. 12.
Burrow looking to pass. Looking deep here for Chase. And that is incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL
on EA Sports.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. On the ground, Jacobs will get the third quarter started. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
On 1st and 10, Love. They'll roll him out right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his second incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
On second down, Jacobs. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down. Now Love wants to shift things around. On first down, they go with Jacobs again.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he gets it down to the 32. 7 yards there and a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
43 is the mic, boy. 43. Check, 43.
First down, going to the air with Love. He finds his man, complete. That's short. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Inside 4 minutes to go, third quarter.
43 is the mic.
First down, Love to pass. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. The Bengals drive about to get going.
51's the mic. 51's the mic.
Burrow gets this one quickly out wide. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Cut. He's coming. We got double up. 11. Mike 51.
On second down, Burrow. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. An inside give, Brown. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
The offense staying out there. They're at 50%, 2 for 4 thus far in the game. What can they do here on 4th down?
Mike 51. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength.
They'll try and throw for it here. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's a handoff to Jacobs running left. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. 47 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
So remember now, this was all set up by the stop defensively on 4th down. That's what got him this great field position. And then 2 plays later, they're already in the end zone.
Yeah, partner, funny how it works like that, huh? That's a momentum swing amusement park style. Your defense comes off the field, bouncing, grooving, they're fired up, and it carries over to the other side of the ball.
Extra point right down the middle, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
This will be caught by Brown. He's got room past the 30, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. 1st down. And Burrow we're going to change the play.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
Looking deep here for Chase.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Packers are going to take possession here at their own 33. Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. But that ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Veteran running back like him, we've seen a lot of those chunk carries in his career.
And that's why you don't just look at his birth certificate and decide when a guy is done, right? Because you know as well as I do, in this league, as soon as you hit 30, they're looking to let you go if you're a running back. Sometimes there's a little tread left on the tires.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory.
Daxton Hill there to make the stop on defense.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
And he'll get it down here to the 43.
Now they'll change things around before the snap.
Switch gears.
This to Jacobs on the toss right.
And down to the 41.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Here's a 2nd and 8.
52 blaster. Smash, red.
Working out of the gun. Love. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Julian Love picks it, and the Bengals force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. Their passing game has been spectacular this afternoon. Finally, a win for the defense.
You think maybe there was an adjustment there. Finally gained a measure of, I don't even know if you call it revenge, but got a play done against him, and that's been difficult for them all game long.
Meanwhile, Burrow's throw complete there to Thomas.
They'll wind up getting just a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Here we go.
Handing it off to Brown. A gain of 2 there on the heels of a 1-yard pickup on 1st. The completion on 1st didn't get much, and now the run on 2nd doesn't get a whole lot either.
Well, if you're a good play caller, you've already looked ahead and anticipated this type of situation. Already down on his play sheet, trying to dial up a big 3rd down play.
3rd down, here's Brown.
And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
That is caught.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the 4th quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
Here's 2nd and 5 now from the 37.
Here we go. 11 Thomas. 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 11
From the gun, a give to Brown.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
The offense on third down, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now a give left side, Brown with it. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
Check, 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 check. 11 mighty. 11 mighty. Check 3.
They'll try and run for it with Brown.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
4th down, no problem. 19 yards that time, and now it's 1st and 10. Where they were on the field, kind of no man's land. Do you like the call?
I love the call. Almost had to go for it there, right, because of what you just described. Too far for the field goal, too short for the punt. You might punt in the end zone and just give them good field position anyway. Let's go for it. Plus, they were moving the ball. They had confidence that they could pick up this last bit of real estate.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
They're going to try and run.
And he's going to be knocked down hard at the end of that one.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is taken in at the 5. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
Now Burrow to throw on second down. Got a man open. It's Chase.
So the completion gets him just a yard, and now it's 3rd and 3.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Running right, here's Brown. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go right back to the ground here, and Brown. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Now 2nd and 9. Now Burrow changing the look. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. Well, fans usually love to see scoring. And